guys, Joe here with Fence Pro Solutions, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to add your company onto Google. This is extremely important, and if you want to be able to get a ton of free calls every month, in our case, this is September and we've had about 3,200 this year alone just from this, then you definitely need to do it. I actually found an ad that I got today in my Gmail from a local fence company that doesn't service in our area, which is a problem to begin with. But the other issue is they're spending money on advertising, but then they don't even show up in Google. And if you're not familiar how people work, the way things are done now, it's not like before where they're using the phone book and all that kind of stuff. They're going on Google, they're typing in fence company near me, and then based upon the reviews that they see in the Google Maps section, they typically are calling the ones with the best reviews. Okay, so that's how it works, and we're going to move on and show you how to do that. Now, if you find this video helpful and you know of other contractors that could use help with this kind of stuff, please share the video with them. It's just a way to help everyone reach their goals and have the best life that they can. Thanks. Okay, guys, to further illustrate my point, here is CallRail. So if you're not familiar with CallRail, what it is you basically tracks all your phone calls. The nice part with it as well is you can find out exactly how they're getting to you. So you can set up custom numbers for Google ads. If you're running Google ads, you're able to set up, they call it a pool, which is basically a group of numbers. Because if you have roughly, just say 5 people on your website at any time, then you want at least a pool of 5 numbers. And it basically tracks everything for you, which is nice. You have the other option where you can actually record it as well. So you can listen to the recordings. And that's what these little play icons are. And that kind of stuff. So I just want to go over the, where I talked about, our 3,200 calls. And it might be more than that. So we go into tracking. We're going to do Deptford Fence. And then for here, activity. It's been a while. So we're going in here. We're in Deptford Fence. And then we're going to add a filter by numbers. And for the number, we just want to do the calls before hitting website. What this is, the calls before hitting website, that's if you go onto like fence company near me. And that's going to be this section here. So this is the map section I was talking about. This is how people search. So when they type in fence company near me, there's a few things that have to do with this, how you show up. But basically one of the key things is the number of reviews that you have. Because Google's business is making sure that their customers, which are the people that are searching, have a good experience. So they don't want to really show the reviews for, some shitty company. So that's why they have it like this. You can also have where you pay to be seen as well. So in this case, we have 2 ads for this. And then I probably have an ad up here. So if you can see, I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might be at 5 companies or 5 spots. So yeah, in total, I'm in 5 different spots. So it just makes things easier for people to call you. But anyway, the calls before hitting website is specifically for this. So we're going to go back in here. So calls before hitting website, and just for the last 30 days, we had 360 calls. This year, it's going to take a little bit, 3,369. So it's even more than what I talked about. So there you go. You need to do this, and this will definitely help. Oh, the other thing, I'll put a link, and if I figure out how to do it, up in the right-hand corner of the video, I'm going to have a link to the other video of how to add pictures and to geotag them. That's another way where you're going to show up a lot of the time. So between this and the images and your posts and stuff, this is, probably 70% of your business, and it's free. All right, thanks, guys. Hey guys, so today we're going to be going over how to get your business onto Google. So first you're going to go to google.com/business. And next you're going to go to sign in. You're going to use your Gmail account. If you don't have one, we'll have to set one up for you. That'll be a different video. Next you're going to put in your name. Hit next. Then it's asking if customers can visit you like a store. In this case, you do want to hit yes. and that's so it's easier for them to find you. And in this case, you're going to put your address. I had to change it there just because that's my actual business address. So after that, if there's another business in the area, it's going to say, is this one of you? If it is your actual company, which it will show up after, if you've been in business for a few years, just click that. If it's not your business, then hit none of these. Next, it's asking, do you want to service customers outside your location? That's a definite yes. And from here, it's going to ask you to put in areas. For me, I'm in South Jersey, so there's basically 3 counties that I service. The first one is going to be Gloucester County. And just make sure you actually click the right state. Next is Camden County. And then the last one is Burlington County. After that, you're going to hit next. And the business category, you're going to start typing in fence. And it'll show up as fence contractor. Select that. Next, you're going to put in your phone number. And then I'll show your current website address. If you don't have a website address, you need help right away. No, just kidding. We'll go through videos on how to make a website, but websites are extremely important. After that, hit finish. And then there, it's going to be a way to verify. So what they're going to do is actually send you the postcard just to verify that you are where you say you are. If you don't verify, you're not going to show up. So you want to do this. And then, so you basically just put in your name, hit mail. It's going to tell you that it's going to be arriving in about 5 days. You hit continue. And then this is your main profile, I guess you want to call it. So here we're going to go into the business info, and here's where you're going to change anything that you need to. So in this case, we're going to start just by putting in the hours. And in my case, we're open Monday through Friday, and typically it's from 8 in the morning till 5 o'clock at night. So we'll put all that in there. This does also give you the ability, and I'll show you later on you can actually put in your holiday hours in advance so you don't forget. Not that it's a huge deal, but if you are going to be closed for whatever reason, like just say you give you guys a week off in the middle of the summer as a way to recharge, then you definitely want to put this in so that way people aren't calling and be like, what the hell, you're supposed to be open and no one's answering the phone. Next, you're going to go into business description. And this, I didn't really think this part out too much, but you basically just want to put, who you are, what you do, and, basically why you're special, more or less, and, why you're different than the other companies out there. For my area, and it's probably the same for your area, basically people are upset that companies, and it's not just fence companies, it's any company in general, is that they don't show up, they don't answer the phone, they don't answer the email, and they basically don't do what they're supposed to do. So you kind of want to highlight all that, put that in there. Now, are they going to believe you? Honestly, probably not, just because everyone says, they're the best company and best this and that, but, no one or almost no one follows through on what they say. It's unfortunate, but it's just the world that we live in. The one thing I do say, I say it to customers, and I do firmly believe this, that, as a contractor, this is probably the best time in history that you can be in business. And the reason for that is because the other companies, again, they don't do the basics. So if you do Business 101, then you're going to stand out and you're going to succeed. Especially when you look at this, if you're just starting today And if you can imagine in 5 and 10 years, imagine the companies that are currently out there that the ones are going to be retiring. And this isn't just in fence companies, but every company in general. But imagine in 5 to 10 years when the owner retires and the son starts taking over. That's where we see a lot of things where we have a company around us that's been in business for 50 or 60 years, and they used to be the top of the food chain. Now, because the son took over and it's not ran as well, then they have issues. And now their rating on Google is like a 2.5, and we basically just take all their we don't take all of their business, but we take a chunk of it. After that, you're going to put when you started. Photos. Photos are super important. It's kind of like if you're shopping on Amazon, are you going to buy something without any pictures? No, it just looks shady. Here it's telling you at the top that you basically, all these pictures aren't going to show up until you verify your business. And again, you have to verify it with that postcard that comes in the mail. But we're going to add the images anyway for right now. Just take your images and add all that. From here, it's going to upload. This is going to take its time. Almost there. Okay, so we did that. And there's the pictures there. Okay. Next, and we're almost done at this point. So I recorded the audio after I recorded this video, so now I'm just kind of searching aimlessly because I haven't done this in a little bit. So we'll go through, just re-verify everything, make sure everything's done. Here's the one thing that you need to add. There's this thing called Create a Post, which is basically, they're not little ads, but they're kind of almost. So when companies or when customers find you, they will see these posts. So this company right here, the Fence Authority, they actually do a really good job with their I guess you want to call it branding. I had reached out to them a few years ago when I just got started because it kind of seemed like they were similar to what I was kind of going for. Of course, they didn't get back to me, but that's okay. So what you do is you create a post, and here it could be anything. If you have some kind of spring sale, if you have some kind of promotion, or a lot of times, which really works out to your advantage, and it is where you actually make useful posts. So basically, the more useful you are to a potential customer, the more likely they're going to use you. It's kind of like the same model that I'm using for this company, for Fence Pro Solutions. I know that by giving you basically all the information you could need to run a successful business, that one of two things will happen. One, you'll basically use all my free information, so that way you can actually, survive and actually be successful in this business, and do all the work yourself and save yourself money, and that's perfectly fine. Or what you can do is actually just use my services. But anyway, so after the post, you just add a picture, and then you're going to create the post. Okay.